Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I have a very special guest today. Mr. Rue is here. Mr. Rue is a fantastic comedian. Mr. Rue, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's great to be here, Scott. Thanks for the invite.
It's
Looking
my
forward.
pleasure. Can we start right away just because I'm curious as hell? How did you come up with the name Mr. Rue?
So my last name is Ruiz.
All
I
right.
was in the military, and in the military, everyone always calls you by your last name.
Rue is.
And after that, I started rapping. So it went from Mr. I tried to be a rapper for about 10 years
I don't
there.
mean to laugh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I took it
Rapper
serious too.
Ruiz.
I took it
Okay.
serious.
All right.
And back in the 90s, there was too many doctors like Dr. Dre and stuff. And one of my
Okay.
buddies said, why don't you go with Mr. instead of Doctor? And then we spelled it out Mr. Rue, shorten my last name.
Okay. So it started as a rap name.
Yes. Yeah.
You think
Around.
I hate to press you because we got a lot to cover, but
Oh,
can you do a little rap for us real quick?
oh God. That went from 91 to '03.
I'm
If
sorry.
MySpace was still around, I had about six
It's
songs on there.
MySpace.
So if you Google Mr. Rue, you will find one song on Reverb Nation.
All right, on Reverb Nation. There you
That's right.
go.
That's
All
right.
right, let's get serious. I'll stop trying to be an idiot. You live in New Hampshire.
That's right.
Were you born and raised in New Hampshire?
Born and raised in Boston,
Oh,
and I moved to New Hampshire for high school,
okay.
and have held that against my parents ever since.
And I think you're a Patriots fan on top of it, aren't you?
Oh, everything New England, brother.
Yeah, I figured. I saw that shit. Made me.
No,
I
that's
got a
my
little
home
sick.
team. It's
I
not a
got a little sick.
bandwagon
Got a little
thing.
sick to my stomach. When did you start doing comedy?
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yes. Took
And the follow up question I always ask it: was there a catalyst? Was there something 4 years ago that said you're going to do comedy?
It was missing being on stage as a DJ and a rapper. And my daughter's being old enough for me to go out at night.
Okay, all right. So you miss being on stage.
Yes, big time.
Okay. And do you because you've got so much stuff going on. You got a podcast that you just started called Real or No Reels. Do you enjoy doing because you have a big presence on Instagram, TikTok, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy performing live, doing the podcast? What's your favorite thing to do?
Live for sure.
Okay.
Live for sure. I mean, now in this day and age, you have to have social media to
Right.
advertise and help the bookers out and get your shows, get seats. But the podcast, the real and no reels, the meaning behind it is the real part, the REAL
Right.
is the three of us that are on it. My buddy Tommy Wires and Jay Gillespie. We
Okay.
do that is about mental health. The three of us met through mental health, like kind of like after open mics, we were in a parking lot and we were talking about like how you doing as a guy, which is not
Yeah.
like a popular thing. And we kind of
Right.
broke ice and became friends as that.
That's
Not to take
cool.
the funny away. So that's going to be a segment of that's the real part of our segment. And then the no reels is us watching reels and like, being comics, commentating on them and stuff.
Reels like Instagram reels, movie
Exactly.
clips, anything
Exactly.
like that.
Yep.
Anything. Okay.
Yep.
Your reaction videos. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me keep going here if I can. Comedians that inspired you, as you were coming up or when you first, started watching comedy.
Mostly Dave Chappelle's first year that he put out that show
Okay.
was killer because those skits were something that
The
probably can't be
Chappelle, the
done.
Chappelle show.
Chappelle show, you can't
Right.
probably
Yeah.
do 90% of that stuff now.
I was a big fan of that stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't get enough of it. And now Bill Burr's huge.
Okay.
Brian Regan is a big one,
You
mostly
like
because he works clean. Um, you go to a Brian Regan show, you get everything: impressions, the way he made facials, like he does it
have
all.
you seen him live? I
Oh
take it.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah, yeah.
Did you see Bill Burr too or no?
Never seen Bill Burr live,
Okay. Yeah.
but it's he just did Fenway Park, but
Wow.
I know,
That's
I know.
huge.
I think he's sold out too. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Um, you just went over 5,000 followers on Facebook, and I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you. I am too.
No, people don't realize, because I've been fortunate enough to amass some, ridiculous numbers for what I am, just a guy trying to make comedy.
Right.
But I don't think people realize how hard it is, to put out content and to get the amount of work that goes into it. And I just wanted to pay, respect to you. And,
Oh, thanks.
no, and you're exactly right, though. And I don't want to get too serious, but
No.
we have the stand-up comics, and then you have your Instagram, TikTok people.
Right.
And as you've seen, I've done, quite a few of these with older comedians and younger comedians. And, there's a real, the older comedians are realizing that the TikTok, Instagram folks can bring in a lot of people.
Yes. Yeah.
Regardless of how talented they are on stage.
Well, that's sometimes what comes into play. I'm the opposite. I feel like I'm funny on stage, but wouldn't be good on TikTok,
Okay.
And I'm a little bit of both. So I'm the old guy in age, but the young guy in comedy.
Okay. Well, speaking of which, why don't you, if you don't mind, do a little bit for us? Do a couple bits.
Oh, we don't do bits on Zoom.
Well, it don't matter to me. It's your comedy minute. Let's talk about how did you take a good healthy shit today?
Oh, geez, everyone does in the morning.
All right. Do you drink coffee?
Decaf.
Decaf.
I'm already ADHD. I don't need caffeine.
Well, since we're going there, I wrote down a lot of stuff.
Let's do it.
Cereal. What's going on with cereal?
You saw my page?
How are you, son? Did you take a foul tip as a youngster? What happened to you, son?
I'm like Jerry Seinfeld.
Why do you think
you can't have enough cereal?
Wait.
But the boxes have to be lined up perfectly.
I explained to the people. I saw the picture. I'm like, go ahead.
Okay. So just like as a store faces the boxes this way, I face them end to end so you can fit more in. And I go by, healthy to sugar cereal. And I always have, 12, 15 at a time.
Yeah, you got a hell of a batch of cereal.
That's the way I roll, Doc. Jerry Seinfeld did as well. Everyone, that was in the background of every shot in a Seinfeld.
Now that you mention it, I just couldn't get over it. And in other words, I love cereal. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But I'm lucky if I have a box up there. You had like 12 boxes.
Minimum. When cereal not good? Morning, noon,
cereal. Night. That's a good point.
Get home late from a show, cereal. Right there.
You know what? And I'll tell you what, we're going to do this twice now. Do you have a favorite cereal?
Frosted.
Or does it changes?
No, it'd probably be Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes, okay. And do you have a least favorite cereal, one that you tried you never buy again?
Anything with marshmallows in it. Lucky Charms, probably.
Yeah. I'm with you. Okay.
That's not supposed to be
enough about the cereal, because now we're going to ask you, and I always love this question. Do you have a favorite show that you've done so far, 4 years? Yeah. Favorite show, which is your least favorite show?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, it might be easy.
Do the favorite show first. Favorite
show was this year. I was in the Boston Comedy Festival.
Okay.
Got to compete against comics from all over the nation plus Canada. Okay. And the networking for that week was insane. And that was probably what sparked me from 2,000 friends and followers on Facebook to 5,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that festival is unbelievable. And
that was
least favorite is probably.
Hold on. Let's spend a little more time on favorite, because not only was it a great crowd and you grew all those followers, but you must have kicked ass and took names. You must have been really good on stage.
I did well, but the competition, the winner who ended up winning it was a headlining guy that was on Jimmy Kimmel in 2017.
Yeah.
And he just got in and won 7 years later. So I'm nowhere near his level, nor do
No,
I
no,
want,
no. It's
but
not. We're
he,
not.
uh,
We're
but
not in the
that's the
pissing
type of people
contest.
you're,
We're not in the pissing contest.
yeah,
But
no, no.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you, man. I was ecstatic to be invited in. I knew the competition. There was, I think, 60 of us out of a
Wow.
thousand that applied.
Wow.
Yeah, but once you get in, you're there for the week, and man, it's a week of networking. Like Kevin Nealon was there, DL
I love
Hewley was
Kevin
there.
Nealon. I
Yeah,
love Kevin Nealon.
yep. So him and
Him,
DL
him, and
Hewley
not to interrupt, I'm
headlined.
sorry. Him and David Spade do. If you ever seen him and David Spade do some stuff on YouTube, it's really funny.
No, everything David Spade does is funny.
Yeah, Kevin
Yeah,
Nealon and him together are
yeah,
magic.
those two guys. Yeah, once you get like a relationship like that, it's going to be hilarious.
Okay, now least favorite show.
Least favorite show would be any place that sits 50 to 70 people that sells 9 tickets. Those are really tough because I feel the audience doesn't want to be there, But you got the show must go on, so you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a tough set.
I did one of these with a guy yesterday. Said he played to an audience member of one, and there were two other comics there that were, and all three of them were razzing him, give him a hard time.
Oh, yeah.
I, I, I worked with a band one time. I won't say who. They
Oh.
said we played to three people, the bartender and two guys playing pool.
Yeah, that's not what you go there to do, but I mean, you have to do it. And so, like
Yeah,
the biggest thing that most veteran comics will tell you is if it seats 100 people and 10 people buy tickets, don't blame the 90 that didn't come. Do your show for the 10 that did. And that's
yeah,
kind of like the mentality you got to have when you go up on
yeah.
stage. So,
Do you feel that now, in other words, and I kind of skipped over it, but like your first time you stood up on stage 4 years ago to now,
oh, way,
yeah,
yeah. It's not even, and we run our own open mic. So now I see the guys that are like, this is my first time, this is my second time. And I record every single time I've ever been on an open mic just to watch and try to learn from myself. And yeah,
okay.
if I look back, I'm like, I knew for my first year I wasn't hireable. Wouldn't have put myself on stage. No, but sometimes you look at it and you go, I think I'm funny. How come I'm not getting on shows? Then you go, okay, now I understand,
I,
like, yeah.
you know what? And comedians don't do it. Not that I'm a comedian, but they say don't put your early stuff up online. And
Yes.
I've started this 4.5 years ago. And I have from the 4.5 years ago, the first video I ever made thinking I was going to be funny with my phone and I'm telling some joke, but I've left them all up there because I just don't give a shit.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
but no, I mean, to your point, where I'm at now versus when I was I can tell you this, but this is just I'm sorry, but I got to tell you this real quick.
Say it.
When I first started doing YouTube, loved my shorts, so I got in the shorts program, got monetized. So I started doing all these shorts, and people said, like Reels now.
Yeah.
And I go out with my phone, and somebody said, "Why don't you try looking at the camera?" In other words, you look at the first probably 6 months of my videos, your comedy minute quickie. I'm not even looking at the camera. I didn't even know what the camera was.
Oh, that's a riot. It's
No,
what
you look
speak.
at them. I go back and look at some of that shit.
Oh, so speaking on what you said about putting your material out there, just had this conversation at a show I did. I was at the Levitt Theater last night with two headliners,
Yeah,
and
huge show for you.
they both said at my 20 to 25 minutes mark, that's where I am for a comic. I get hired for 20 minutes, 25 minutes
Okay.
to not put your material out there. If you do crowd work and you get good laughs and you want to put that out, joke that you're never going to use again, something that was like, unique to that venue, then fine.
Okay.
But to put out jokes that you're going to burn through, there's like that. Do you
Well,
put them out there to get a draw, or do you put them out there and then they hear you say it?
that, that was my next question. Is the fear one, somebody's going to take your joke, or two, that people go see you and they're like, I already heard this shit?
That's what my fear would be. The second
Okay.
part. Yeah. Yeah. Because part of
Leave.
me, if you've never seen me, let's be honest. I'm not a headliner. I'm not a draw. Like people know me. Like, but if I'm the feature or I'm the first person on, part of my act is to get the crowd ready, and I want the element of surprise. If they heard 10 of my jokes out of my 20 minutes already
Okay.
online, I
Right.
lose that. I lose that for the people that have already seen it.
Yeah, and you haven't done one for me. You haven't even done one.
No, no. After you made the cereal comment, plus you're a
you
one
know,
box. You're a
you
one
know,
box at a time guy.
we're off to a rough start. I took his head, I smashed it into the hood of the car. I said, "You buy this fucking car?"
Oh yeah. Listen, if I saw your carriage going down the grocery aisle with one box of cereal, I'd be like, guy's not living life, man.
Well, I did a little bit there, and I'm gonna pay props to Joe Scrocca
Yes.
because Joe got you and I together.
Yes.
And I need to tell this story because I did a little bit there for you, just and I'll do a little bit, and this actually is all about you and paying huge respect to you. Joe Scrocca mentions you and says, get in touch with him. And he gave me your phone number. And I love when I get a comedian's phone number. Just love it. Do you want to tell the story?
Oh, so I missed the first call.
Right? Go ahead.
I call back an unknown number, not knowing you had my number. And I get Frank Rizzo.
No, you got Saul Rosenberg.
Oh, Saul Rosenberg. That's right. The thing is, I'm old enough to know who the Jerky Boys are.
Do
So,
you remember what I asked you?
oh, was it about the tools?
No. And
Oh,
that's where I got to give you your props because my phone lights up and I knew it was you. And I clicked and I started going, "Hello. Yes, this is Saul Rosenberg." And I could tell you were flipped out. Do you still have the Civil War memorabilia?
oh yeah, that's right. That's
And
right.
you didn't even flinch. You were like, "No, I sold it." Oh, God damn it. And I started going off.
That's right.
And I think you were about to hang up, and finally I said, "Hey, it's Scotty T from your comedy minute." I'm glad you're
Yeah.
laughing. I'm glad
Oh,
you
I love
enjoyed
it.
it.
I love it.
I thought I wanted to share that story because
Oh yeah.
I can't make it up that good.
Right. Right. You know,
I've
I've
done
never
I've
met.
done that to a lot of comedians. When I get their phone number, they're dumb enough to say, "Hey, call me. I want to talk." Well, you're gonna get
You're gonna.
you get the business end of the poker now.
Oh, for real. Oh
Oh
man, I've
man,
never met Joe. Great guy. Talked
are
to him
you
on the phone a
serious?
couple of times. No, never have.
Yeah, he was on the show when he first started. I just started
Yeah.
when I met him.
Okay.
A hell of a guy. Hell of a
Hell
guy.
of a guy. That's how we met. He was
Yeah.
one of my followers and friends on Facebook. Started sharing my stuff. I'm like, who's this guy sharing my stuff in New
Yeah.
Jersey? You know? And
That's the
then I
kind of
just
guy he is.
reached out, thanked him, started doing the same for him. And I'm like, this whole comedy thing or anything in particular would be so much better if everyone worked together. So
Yeah.
randomly, a headliner from England has me on a show in New Jersey. He said it's about an hour and 45 minutes away in September. He's going to shoot over, and I'm going to see if I can maybe get him a feature spot or eat dinner with him, just hang out.
He's a wonderful man. If you
Yeah,
don't know his
yeah,
story, he actually just started doing comedy like 6 months or so
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
He divorced, and just had enough of the bullshit with women and decided that he's going to start doing. And he's really good. He's really rude and nasty like me. That's why I love
Yeah, yeah. Which is the opposite of me. I work clean.
him.
What's
No,
funny?
no, because
Here we go.
no, I'm sorry. It's all about you, but you won't do any damn jokes. You're pissed off about the cereal and my cake and any goddamn jokes.
Do you
I got to
remember
carry
how?
it.
Do you remember how long you laughed when I said I was a rapper?
I, I'm
That's what
having
stuck.
fun.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
having
yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah.
It's all about it's your comedy minute. I'm sorry.
I should have sent you the ReverbNation link before we started this.
uh,
Oh. So I'm
he
the
took
opposite of Joe. That's what you're saying. On
no.
stage,
The reason I laughed, okay, and I apologize. I do. I'll be
no,
serious.
It's funny.
Mr. Rue, I'm sorry. I accept my
No.
apology.
Yes.
It is a comedy show, and
Yeah.
the reason I laughed, I had a preacher on recently. A
Oh.
preacher,
Yeah.
Scott Shanahan, who does totally clean material.
I respect that.
I do too. I've had a number. I've had the second cleanest comedian in Colorado, in Denver.
Okay.
He's been on the show. But the reason I laughed is because Scott Shanahan, he said about why, you say what you want, you're the one going to hell. And then a little while later, he said, well, you can do a clean show. And I said, have you watched? Yeah, I have. No, you couldn't.
Well, clean, maybe. Funny and clean, different story. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
No, I believe it or not, I have had Tom Padavano and some people on, and I can be clean, but if I didn't know you were 100% clean, and I apologize if I.
No, I mean, I'm 99% clean.
99.
Yeah. Because like last night was 2 shows at a theater. The 7 o'clock was clean, and the 9 o'clock was a little loose, but not like rogue loose,
Yeah.
So like, and I know that it actually helps me get booked.
Right.
When bookers know that I can go into a safe spot and not,
and do 20 minutes of clean material. That's wonderful.
Right. So the set, you have to send a set in, like video set in to the comedy festival for Boston to get in. And they asked for a 5-minute set. I did an 8-minute set for 300 people at a church with great crowd response. And I cut 5 minutes of that. And that's what actually got me in the Boston Comedy Festival.
Okay.
So,
but look, if I apologize real bad about the rap guy, and I apologize about the cereal, and I promise to go out and buy like 2 or 3 boxes of cereal. Will you do a couple jokes? Just a couple.
Oh man.
I'll
tell you what. Let's go with this. I know you're looking at me and you're thinking he's from New Hampshire. He's half Puerto Rican and he's half Italian. So for him to try to even think he would be the first New Hampshire Puerto Rican rapper signed to a record deal is probably funny. So I do agree you should have laughed at that.
Well, if you don't know, hold on, Mr. Rue. I used to work in the music business. I have gold and platinum records on my wall. I had damn good reason to laugh.
Okay.
Now go ahead.
And as an Italian Puerto Rican rapper from New Hampshire, I have no gold records on my wall.
No shit.
I moved to New Hampshire for high school. I was the oldest of 3 brothers. My parents moved me here from Boston for a better high school experience, where I moved to a high school of 968 students. I was one of 6 minorities. And I'm not going to break down the minorities, but let's just say this. 3 of them were better at math than I was.
Okay. I got it.
And the other 2 ran faster than I did.
Okay, got that one too. I got her.
So that was my high school experience.
Right. Now that you mention it, though, now lose the Hispanic part.
Yeah.
But the Wahlbergs, Donnie Wahlberg was in and the other guy.
Donnie and Mark?
Yeah, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, yeah.
And then Donnie Wahlberg was in, what was it?
New Kids on the Block.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's still hope.
Listen, they built their fan base 30 years ago. I don't know if I can start right now.
I'm gonna try and find that clip.
Oh, it's out there. It's out there.
I'm gonna get some cereal and I'm gonna
Frosted Flakes. Frosted Mini Wheats.
Let's talk.
If my camera can move, I take you on a tour.
You know what, brother? And I feel like, I don't know if you're having a good time or not. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I really am.
Oh, let's do it.
Well, we are. We're coming up on, I want to get to the part where you tell the people anything you want to tell them, and then we'll get with your comedy minute and you can get to doing some rapping.
Oh, you gonna beatbox for me?
What's that?
You gonna beatbox for me?
Go ahead, brother.
It
Wickety
sounded like wind.
what? Hey, no, I actually farted. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah,
That was the beatbox. That was the beatbox.
I love it.
Well,
Oh,
seriously though, no. I mean, I know you have because that's amazing, Mr. Rue. You have on your Facebook page, and again, I will be serious.
yeah.
I'm gonna put the link to your Facebook, your
Oh, I appreciate that.
Instagram, your TikTok. I think your YouTube channel is for the podcast. I don't know. Do you have a separate
Right.
one for your?
I do not.
Okay, I didn't think so. I looked
Yeah.
for it,
Yeah.
but I'll put all that stuff up. But what I was getting at is when you go to like for your Facebook, man, you're booked. You are booked. You are doing some shows.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm blessed in that aspect. I got in with a couple big bookers around New England, and I do
Good.
good enough to get put back on different shows. They have a lot of rooms, so like I can move around. So I
Yeah.
go from hosting to 10 or 15 minutes, then up to 20. And I
Okay.
take everything in between. I don't feel like work is work and I want to be on stage. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, my thing is just bringing joy to people's lives.
Oh yeah. That's the best part.
That's it. I'm just trying to, like even let's put it this way, and I'll be serious for I don't like to be serious, but I'll be serious for 2.3 seconds. My goal when this is over, when I stop the recording, is you say, man, I had fun. That was fun, Scott.
I'm having a blast.
You know what I mean? And no,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's just because I believe that exudes. People will watch and go, those two guys were having fun.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and look, and it's funny you mentioned Seinfeld because it's about like cereal and
Oh yeah.
it didn't even really. You haven't even done one goddamn joke. You did some little pissy thing about being New Hampshire and a rapper.
Hey, they got laughs, so it's considered a joke.
You got big laughs from me, brother. Do you do? Because I haven't seen a lot of your stand up, and you said you're
Right.
going to post some. Do you do like a deadpan, like a Stephen Wright kind of
No,
approach?
no,
No, okay.
no. Mostly
It's
make it
animated.
sort of animated and self-deprecating, making fun
Is
of
it?
yeah. In a
Yeah.
clean way. It's just the way I got
Yeah.
brought up, going from a city kid to a New Hampshire kid.
Yeah. Okay.
I was a baseball player in high school, make fun of stuff like that. I was
Oh,
in the
okay.
army, make fun of stuff about the army.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real life stuff. Real life stuff is the best.
Yeah, my life. All the bad things that happen need to be funny, right? I'm the father of 2 daughters. I have jokes about being a girl dad,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they're the apple of your eye.
Of course.
Yeah.
It was God's way of saying, this is my payback for everything you did as a young kid. I'm going to give you 2 beautiful daughters. Good luck.
And are they close in age?
No, they're actually 5.5 years apart.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. But they're basically
the dynamics of that got to be amazing.
Yeah. And the yin and yang,
Yeah, this one wants to be on TikTok and the other one wants to go out with the boyfriend.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they're older now. They're 19 and 25. So like
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You don't look that old, young man.
I'll take it. It's the lighting.
Yeah.
It's the lighting.
No, you look like $1 million damn dollars.
Good, because the light costs $250.
And I guess that's my fault. We lost your sound.
Oh, am I back?
No, there you are. Now you're back. Okay, yeah. Good. We only lost it for a second. I'll cut it out. Maybe I will. Yeah. Maybe I won't.
So when I started stage, I used to wear Kangos. I was a big Kango guy.
Okay.
So I'm a hip hop guy from like the early 90s, right?
Yeah.
And got my Instagram feed up high enough where I can get like paid partnerships. Got one with Kango, New York City, and then was told by promoters and stuff to kind of lose the hat for like the shadowing and lose the hat for your facial expressions. And now you fix it. Yeah. And so like I don't wear the Kango on stage anymore. I kind of miss it. It's like I don't know. I feel a little naked without
look, we're gonna run out of time, and I want because you said to me you're gonna have a special Your Comedy Minute, but please mention any gigs or anything that you want to tell the people. If you still have any sponsorships or anything that you want to mention, we mentioned the podcast. Please do that. Really.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Right now, so all my gigs are on my Facebook page at
Okay.
Mystaru, Mystaru. I
Okay.
post
Yeah.
them up as I get them. I actually got 2 new shows today that I have to add to that.
Okay.
And it's mostly local around New England, but I am venturing out in September to New Jersey.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're an amazing young man. I got nothing but the utmost respect for you. I think you're
I
doing
don't know. Is 49 that young?
just do you don't have no clue. I'm 62. I'm 62.
Still
I'm not
young.
over the hill, but I got a clear view of the top.
Yeah, yeah. But at 62, can I promise you this? I will be buying more than one box of cereal at a time.
There we go. Hang on there. Let me get that out of my bag. Jesus God. All right. Well, boy, look at the time. I got to rearrange my sock drawer. Uh,
Oh,
brother, you got to do it for me, okay? Mr. Rue, your comedy minute. Go ahead.
all right, Scott. My comedy minute would be about how I started as a comic, and I got the name from being a rapper. I missed being on stage. So from a rapper, I was making no money. I switched to be a DJ, DJ'd until records went out of business and iPods came out. And
Okay.
then went from that to raising my daughters for 4 or 5 years, missing the stage, ended up taking a comedy school with the incredible Tony V. Anyone who knows
Okay.
Tony V is famous.
I
He's
know Tony
New
V.
England legend. So I
Right.
went to his class for 24 weeks before I hit my
Wow.
first open mic. And then that was 4 years ago. And here I am. I highly recommend it, taking a class. It does help
Yeah.
out a lot.
Well, brother, like I said, I have nothing but the utmost respect for you.
I
You're killing
appreciate
it.
what I appreciate you
Killing it.
inviting me and what you're
No,
doing
and
as
you
well.
you you said about doing self-deprecating humor. At one point, you said, "I'm not a headliner. You're not." With that kind of thought, it won't be. I think you are. I think you have the ability to
Uh,
do. I'll say this, and I'll leave you with this, and I'll stop the recording. I hesitate to do it, but I'll do it real quick.
do.
Having worked in the music business and worked with a lot of big stars, you can go to my Facebook page and see pictures of all kinds of big stars, Ringo Starr, whoever.
Yeah.
Two things, only two things that it takes. People would say to me, "Well, I want to drive and desire. If you have drive and desire, you can do it."
Yes. Well, I'm
I believe
retiring
that.
from my day job in 5 months, and the drive is there.
Yeah. All right, my friend. Well, look, I appreciate you being on the show. I don't know why it's syncing up. I hope we're going to work out. Let me stop the recording. And thank you again so much for being here. And if it's all right with you, we'll catch up. A few months down the road, we'll catch up.
Absolutely, man. I love it. Thank you so
All right,
much.
cool. Let me stop the recording.
Sounds good.